Hey there, do you knock on doors to secure metal detecting permissions? Have you ever wondered, is there an alternative method? If so, stay tuned, watch the rest of this video, and see how I've used social media to secure that coveted metal detecting permission. You know, a lot of people knock on doors to secure permissions and have great success at it. But for others, that approach can be intimidating. For some of the homeowners, it can be a little obtrusive. So during this time of lockdowns and social distancing, I was curious if I could put technology to work, use social media as an incremental method, as an efficient, effective way to secure permissions. And guess what? It actually worked. So in this video, I'm going to share with you a few tips and techniques about how I secured permissions using social media. If you like these videos, please comment, hit the notification bell, and subscribe. Well, let's start with maybe an obvious question. Why use social media at all as a tool to secure permissions? Well, social media offers what some people call a one-to-many opportunity. It gives us the chance to craft one message and very efficiently, very effectively post that to multiple locations, multiple platforms. And for the purpose of this test, I used social media applications like YouTube, Facebook Marketplace, something called Nextdoor, and I've also done a little bit of direct mail, which we'll talk about as well. But these techniques can be used with many other social media applications. All right, and the rest of this video is going to be carved up in really 3 sections that talks about the approach I used. We're going to talk about the marketing that I did, the message that I crafted. I'll share some examples, and then I'm going to get a little bit more specific into the mediums, those platforms that I just mentioned, YouTube, Nextdoor, and so on. So we're going to talk about the 3 M's: marketing, message, and mediums. Okay, so let's start with marketing. And, you know, to begin with, why do I have a YouTube channel? Well, I created my YouTube channel for several reasons. I really do enjoy sharing my love of history and storytelling. I enjoy the creative process of editing and publishing videos. But listen, I knew that a YouTube channel, it could help me down the road in terms of securing permissions. Having a brand name, having a channel, TheHistoryDigger, it helps build credibility and trust. It separates me from a random door knocker that shows up unannounced to ask for permission to detect. And as I said, that can and does work, but being able to show that I have a presence, that I can be contacted, that I do this to share my love of history, it absolutely helps build that trust faster and provide some explanation around why I do this hobby and why I'm asking permission to detect on their land. And that's why I highlight the YouTube channel, my name, and my hobby card. I'll use my hobby card in several different ways, as you'll see, as part of my message and part of my direct mail effort. Also, I share that I perform free lost and found services. And my first round of permissions were actually in my local neighborhood. So I'm absolutely highlighting the fact that I not only love history, but I love my neighborhood. And I'm doing this also to build and share the history of my wonderful neighborhood. Okay, next let's talk a little bit about this message. Now, the message that I crafted answers a few questions. Who I am, the purpose of the communication, what it is I'm asking of the homeowner, how can I be contacted, what do I actually do with these finds, these treasures that we discover, and you know, if they're interested, where can they learn more about me? And again, in this message, I reinforce that I perform some free lost and found services. I've even injected a little bit of humor, and because of this particular experiment and who I was contacting, I emphasize that I am a neighbor, right? That I live in the area. So I've modified this message, but I've posted this message in Facebook groups. I've posted it in the Nextdoor neighbor app, and I've also shared it on some of my personal Facebook pages, or I should say my personal Facebook page and some of the groups that I belong to. Also, I've printed a hard copy of this letter. I've included some of the videos on my YouTube channel, and I'm also including a self-addressed stamped envelope with a slip that lets the homeowner respond back to me either by mail, or they can contact me by phone or email, hopefully with a yes that they're open to my detecting their property. So I use the direct mail for a few properties that I've targeted that I wanted to specifically reach out to. And I've included what I just described in an envelope, and I've mailed it out, and I've actually had some very, very good success with my responses. Okay, so let me just give you a little bit more detail about my lessons learned and success rate. So I think I probably mailed out my first set of letters about a week ago, and I mailed about, I think, 17 letters. I actually kept a log, and so I direct mailed 17 versions of what I described to you. As I said, a few posts to some Facebook groups, the Nextdoor app, and my own personal Facebook page. And as of today, as of the time I'm making this video, I actually have 9 permissions now that I've secured. And one came from the Facebook Marketplace. A gentleman reached out to me, "Hey, I lost my wedding ring. Can you help me find it? Oh, by the way, happy for you to detect my personal property." Definitely some from the direct mail, and also some people have contacted me via email. So kind of a mixed result, but it's great. It's worked. It's something in addition to knocking on the door. So that's what's worked for me, and I'm going to continue to use this in the future. Well, folks, thanks again for watching one of my videos. Please, if you like these videos, comment below. Let me know what you think. If you have some suggestions and tips, leave those as well. And remember, hit that notification bell. Please subscribe, and happy digging.